Hey, what's up YouTube? I hope everybody's having a great day. In today's video, I'm going to show you the before and after of the first rental property that I got back in 2019 and what it looks like now after the tenants have moved out. If you're new to this channel is about real estate investing, saving money. I do some DIY stuff, review some products. If you haven't subscribed yet, that really helps grow my channel. Also, if you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let's jump right into it. Okay, so in 2019, I bought my first rental property. It was a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. Shortly after that, I got my tenants in. This was my first time screening tenants. And 3 years later, I'm going to show you why I did not do a good job. Now, stick around till the end of the video to see if I'm still going to continue to invest in real estate after what I've found. And finding this after they moved out, you know, kind of really hit me in the gut. But at the same time, I know that if this was my only rental property, I probably would have quit. But I'll tell you why I'm gonna press forward and move on. One of the reasons is that real estate is a long-term game. It's not something that you make money on real quick, because real estate appreciates over time. Now, cash flow is also important, meaning the money that you make monthly on a property, renting it out, is important because it keeps you afloat. And on this specific property, I didn't make a lot of cash flow because the rent was pretty low. Started out, the rent was around $8.90 a month, which at the time was close to market. Now, part of the problem is I ran this property through Section 8, and every city has their own regulations and rules, but in my town, they set the price. So you can't just say, I want to rent this for $1,200 and then they agree to it. They set the price what they're willing to list it at. The other issue is that over the course of 3 years, they've only allowed me to raise rent by $5 a month. Okay, so let's break down the numbers. In 2019, I purchased this property for $70,000. It didn't need a lot of work. It had new carpets, new paint at the time. It was missing a refrigerator, so we had to purchase that and fix a few things up. We spent about $2,000 to get this place rent ready. So about $72,000 into the place, and we rented it $890 a month, and I used a home equity loan on my own property to purchase this. So 3 years later, the balance on the loan is $58,000, and now this property is evaluated at $124,000 in today's market. Now it's going to cost me about, I would say, $5,000 to make repairs to make this property ready again to rent out, and I will be bumping up the rent to at least $1,300 a month. So if we do the math, the price that I paid for the property minus what it's evaluated right now, that gets me $54,000 in equity. Also, the loan pay down is $12,000 over the past 3 years. Now, with the repairs that I did previously and with the current repairs I gotta do, I'm down about $7,000 for that. But if we sum all of this up, we're looking at $59,100, and that's not including the cash flow. Now, like I said, it didn't cash flow very well because rents were low, but it cash flowed about $100 a month, which over the past 3 years, that got me $3,600. So all total, my profit on this property is $62,700. Now, this is over the past 3 years. I average over 25% return on investment. Now, if you compare that to like an S&P 500, if I would have invested the same $72,000 back when I purchased this property, I would have been at $93,600 right now, which would have got me about a 9% annual return on investment. So you can see how I pretty much tripled my money by investing in real estate. The reason why the returns are higher is because even though the IRS considers rental income as passive, being a landlord, you realize that it's not passive. It takes your time and energy to upkeep this property. It's not the same as investing into an index fund. But on the flip side, you do make more money in the end. So just wanted to show you the raw numbers and show you why I'm going to continue to invest in real estate, even if my properties do get damaged and messed up, as you have seen in this video. Now, also I wanted to go over 5 lessons that I've learned by doing this. Lesson number 1 is learn how to screen your tenants. This was my first rental where I got people that were off the street. I didn't know who I was getting, and my skills at venting tenants have improved drastically over the past 3 years. Number 2 is not being nice. You want to be polite, but you want to be firm. So if I'm doing an inspection and I find something that's wrong, oftentimes I was being a little bit soft. I would make like a suggestion, or I wouldn't really confront them, and those issues weren't getting fixed. The third thing that I learned is that right before the lease is up, if you weren't happy with your tenant, now is your opportunity to get them out and get new tenants. One of the problems I was having was I was not really looking forward to getting the tenants out, finding new tenants, but what happened was they continued to do damage on the property. And if I would have gotten them out after only a year, I would have had to spend less on repairs because it would have been in a better condition. Number 4 is to know your Section 8 laws. If you are doing Section 8 housing, you got to make sure that you understand your responsibilities of the tenant, and everything that's involved with you dealing with the Section 8 office. And the fifth thing is to learn the eviction process before you have to evict somebody. Now, starting out as a real estate investor, your main focus is on finding the deal, purchasing the property, doing the rehab, getting a tenant, all those things. But you never think about what are you gonna do at the end of the lease, or what are you gonna do if they stop paying, or what are you gonna do if they're violating the lease agreements. You wanna make sure you understand all those steps that you gotta take. Now, every state and every city has different regulations, but you wanna find those out. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash the like button. It really helps grow my channel. Check out my other videos, and I got more content to come in the future here. Thank you, guys.